probably in the United States. We have Terry here indeed, and I'm very excited to have him on this Twitter space so we can talk about what's happening in the NFT space. Terry is indeed an NFT influencer, knows a lot about several NFT projects, and as I said, I'm very excited to be with him and to talk with him about the current state and the current businesses of the crypto space and the NFT space. And as I understand correctly, we have a sort of an agenda, right? Divesh?
Yes, that's right. Absolutely. So, we'll be discussing about opportunities in the play to earn industry bear market.
Okay, so this is pretty generic, right? So there are no subtopics that we should go like in sequence to talk about it. So we can just start and fire our guns, or what is your idea?
Absolutely, just keep it casual and let's keep it as a concept.
Okay, cool. Well, let's start then by look around. We saw that the cryptocurrencies are in a pretty depends on your point of view, of course. If you want to get in, it's a great time to dollar cost averaging in, but if you're a holder, a seasoned holder, then you've seen it, you've been there, and we're getting there, right? But you can't deny that there's a lot of negative attention these days towards crypto. So we've seen it all before. When the prices go down, there are talks about Ponzi schemes and it has no use and stuff like that. And we've seen it at least 3 times before. But we also know that we will rise again, So there are corrections. Probably the inflation in the Western world is now calculated, or how do you say it? Recalculated. So the price reflects the correction for the inflation, and then we can start again. I'm not saying that there will be a bull run very soon, of course not, but I believe in crypto. I believe in the technology. I believe in the projects that run on the chains, and if you believe in that, there's no other way than that it will increase in value. The NFT space is of course relatively new and also a different beast. So for instance, if you compare a token or a cryptocurrency coin with an NFT, it's very difficult to, like Bitcoin or Ethereum or any other token, you can just sell, right? So there are fungible tokens, and it doesn't matter which one you sell. If you keep one, you can sell 3 others, right? But with NFTs, of course, they are unique, so they're non-fungible. So selling them is a bit more difficult. Because which one do you need to sell, right? So it's also a decision by yourself. But also on the other side, on the demand side, people are probably very picky about what NFT they exactly want to buy from you. So it's not that they say, okay, just give me anyone you have from that series. No, there are specific properties attached to an NFT. So it's more difficult to sell NFTs in such a bear market. I don't want to talk alone about this, but Terry, if you look around now, at the NFT space, what do you see? Do you see resemblance to the cryptocurrency space, or is it something completely new? Do you agree with me, or do you disagree with me?
Hi. I mean, as NFT is actually, being made in blockchains, and it's one part of the crypto as well. So that's why it's definitely going to be affected. But I think it will be. It's kind of, the market is kind of dry. So usually we had a lot of people buying and selling all the time. However, because the market is drying, it didn't mean that there's like the market crash or anything. But people will be more very carefully selected on different type of projects, right? So it's go back to how the NFT projects are doing, what's the utilities, and are that worded or not, right? And so actually, it falls down to 2 categories at this point, which is the first one will be definitely the blue chip one, right? Very easy. So when the market crashed back in a few weeks ago, it crashed out with a panic. So people selling some of the blue chips with a good price. And today, only a couple of weeks later, it's come back again with more than 50% increase of the price again. So actually, at that time when the crash, it was a good opportunity, as what you said. And the second one would be the trend one, more like a meta stuff, like there's one called Goblin. So that's all utilities, but people just jump on board with the hype and everything, and it becomes like a supply demand change where people keep trading on it, but even though they don't have anything yet on the projects, so people keep doing this kind of projects like for just getting the market going, getting some of the profits and losing money, and also finding stuff to trade because of the existing projects still. I'll say because of NFT, in order to maintain the price, also the holder has to be strong, the project has to be strong, community has to be strong. But because of the timing, the effect of the market, sometimes people just want to cash out. So therefore, they dump the price down. So existing project will be sometimes having some of the effect of the price, and therefore people keep switching and finding the new source of stuff to play or invest. So therefore, it's only fall into two categories right now. Yeah, but I think it's still going. But just need to be carefully selected. Not just everyone can be success. And of course, there's a trend for free mint, right? Everything is free. So,
yeah, exactly.
People are tagging along. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I really agree with you, especially on the fact that people, and I think that's really a good thing, that people need to be more careful, in selecting in what projects they want to invest. And it's not like 3 or 4 months or 5 months ago that people were really hyped up and didn't want to miss the boat, so they aped in right in a project, and the only reason they are in a project is to make money. So not even to support a project or because they believe in the project, but more about, okay, I can make money, like free money, so I'm going in. And I think that's actually a good thing that we now have people. Those people are of course the weekends already leaving, right? So they took their losses and they're out of it now. And the people remaining, at least generally speaking, are the people that really believe in a project. And that also brings me to another point, like, because I also listen to podcasts, and I forgot the name of the exact podcast, but they were talking about, can an NFT project recover from going to zero? And I was really intrigued by how a project can go to zero in the first place. Because if you start a project and you believe you have an ID and you think that the blockchain technology and an NFT is a perfect solution for your ID or your vision, how can it be that your project goes to zero? I mean, you believe in it, you build for it, you find people who can support you, you build a community. And if the people believe in you, well, to me, there was no other conclusion than your ID wasn't that good or your execution wasn't that good. So you had no right to be there, right? So it's a logical conclusion that you die slowly or you get out of business because your ID wasn't good. And I cannot imagine that there are projects with real value, with a good game. Well, we are a game, so let's focus on gaming. That they go to zero or they get bankrupt. Well, clearly then you did something wrong, right? If I can only look to our project, right? So Cryptopia, I'm in the project, so I know how we run it, and we are currently not affected by the bear market. Well, maybe we are a bit affected by people are, of course, hesitant to get into crypto. And if you are a game combined with crypto, then there's even more hesitation. So the people from the traditional financing sector that were willing to invest into blockchain games and NFTs, maybe 3 months ago they wanted to do it, and now they are really like, no, I'll pass this opportunity. But for us, like we can build, we are funded in the stable coin, so we are not affected by exchange rate fluctuations. We have a runway of at least 12 months now, and we can just build. And what we see is that we grow also in this bear market. And maybe that is related to the people are fed up looking at hypes projects that cannot deliver, that only have a nice card set of 10,000 ridiculously created, procedurally created images, but no game or no ID or no utility afterwards. And maybe people now look at only the projects, indeed, as you said, Terry, they carefully do the selection and they go for projects that really build, that really have a clear ID, and that are in here for the long run. And well, again, what we see in our numbers is our community tripled, and from May to or from beginning of May to end of May. And now we're almost doubling again. So we have 16K people in our Discord. We had 3K at the beginning of May. So we really grew fast. And I expect at the end of June we have 18.5K people in our Discord. So yeah, for me the bear market, of course, many people lose a lot of money, and that's really not funny. And you should not underestimate how many troubles this causes to people. But to me and to the team, the bear market, we deal with it, and we are not really affected with it. So, bottom line, I think the bear market is good for, like a sort of a shakeout. So the bad projects should really come to senses and think about what value am I going to deliver, and what people am I attracting. So what type of investors am I attracting? People that are with me for the long run, or only people that want to flip? And if you only have people that want to flip, looking for a quick flip, yeah, then you do not have the real solid base. And what I can add to that is also our project doesn't sell real NFTs like comparable to other projects, right? So there's no real possibility to flip it. So that's also a good thing, in my opinion. We sell NFTs, of course, early access ships, but these are not really flippable with the floor price going up and down and stuff like that. We're really stable, just building the stuff we want to build, and people are happy with it. So yeah, this was a bit of a long story. Sorry, I fully agree with you. And if you look at the game industry now, Terry, you look at you sort of, so to say, quote, the traditional NFT game projects, like the ones that are already here. What do you see? Do you see something like a pattern or a specific development?
Right. Oh, well, before going to that, I think I just want to say, your project seems, sounds amazing. It's good that, for me, I'm an NFT collector, so also meaning that I'm an investor in a way. So when you look in that standpoint, not just to flipping as a, cash grabbing or getting some of the profit in short time and whatnot, we would like to invest in some of these projects where, such as you. So having when you get the fund or in the stage of fund and actually using that to do something, it doesn't matter whether it's a bear market or the bull market, but you need to focus on what you need to do. So I think that's a pretty good sign. Yeah, quite good. So for the current market, what I'm seeing right now in terms of GameFi, so it's surprising that with the current data, so I got this from the app radar, which is check out the metrics regarding to the different games being tapped on different chains. So with the latest data, it seems that the old games back in last year still ongoing and still up and running right now. So talking about Alien Worlds, Splinterlands, orders from Vac Chain doing pretty well. Like very steady, even though they had some of the declining for month on month, which is about 10%, which is pretty good in terms of crypto market, right? Even though it's dropped it, but I mean the users still there. But the most one that has a lot of effect would be Axie Infinity. Actually, when I talk about the game, and then people discuss about the game, they always talk about Axie, but I was the one doing that a lot, but then I quit early because I know that it seems not up to the market or something for me. Yeah. So even though they try to get the new different versions and also getting people to join the different platform and announcing it different day for the payment, so the user has the most decline. It's supposed to be 1 million, but now it's only 700,000, which is less than Alien World. Yeah. So and then so I think like people just still trust on what is working, and it's not just a game who you like click to play, but it's a play to earn for real, like a real game, not scam and everything, right? So people go back to that, even so they don't care about any situations. Also, sometimes maybe they spend a little bit on the new games, and we see that this month is a good month for Polygon chain, where a lot of projects is going. So we had a double projects there, which is looking promising for the Polygon they had several games launching, so I think that's a good sign. But for Solana, should be up on the third, but because of the network stability and other attack, I think still pending right now. So as you know, Stephen, which is if we talk, still be able to talk about Stephen in this kind of game. I think with the about the case that they blow the market and everything, which is good, but then they actually came down very hard and crashing right now this month. Even though with that, but I think it's because of the effect of the Solana chain as well too. So therefore, they go to both way. But it doesn't mean that all these projects are bad. It's just delaying, slowing down. It's a good time to invest if you believe that.
I think that exposing is a bit of a huge word or term, but the fundamentals are being exposed. Let's put it that way. So if you have a good balance in the game and you have a good model to attract new users, and these new users are also going to convert into players or maybe even investors, then you can make it, right? But if you lack that, so if you really are depending on people investing upfront, well, the price, of course, good now, but people are very reluctant to invest, of course, in crypto now. So if that's your business model, then you have a hard time, I think. But if you just build and really integrate the earning aspect, as you said, not click, but really play, have fun, then I think you are in a pretty good position to continue what you did. Yeah, absolutely. And for the Polygon, we also launched on Polygon, right? So we received a grant. So and very soon we will start our first activity on the Polygon chain. So let's celebrate that.
Yeah, pretty good.
All right.
The traffic is healthy right now for the Polygon. I think it's ranking number 6 at this time, where with from the other network. So I think you're in good hand.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, we believe in it. So and if for some reason it turns out to be less successful for us, we are chain agnostic, so we can go to other chains. Well, in fact, we will go to other chains as well. So we have a broad our viewpoint is very broad, so we can always select the upcoming ones, as long as they're EVM compatible, of course. So cool. Laudi.
Yeah, so we appreciated the thoughts that you put into the current market right now, but let's go ahead and shift the perspective. As a player, as a low time investor like myself, is it the right time for me to jump in now that it is a bear market, or should I wait a little bit more, or should I not invest in crypto right now since it is stable? What do you guys think?
That's a very, very difficult
right now. Because we want to know. I think the listeners too as well would want to know if this is the right time to get into.
Yes, of course, I understand. And as you're used to it, this is not financial advice, and I can't look into your wallet, so I don't know what your financial situation is. But if you do have some savings that you do not need, so you don't get in trouble. So let's say you have some savings and you can just throw it away and you can still live and pay for your mortgage and your school or education, then I would say this is the right opportunity, the right time to get into crypto. Absolutely. But to put it to make it more like a Cryptopia topic, I would, as Terry said, be very careful and do some really good research into what projects you want to invest. And I think there are a couple of red flags. And of course, the mainstream games like Splinterland and Illuvium and Axie, that's no problem. You can just invest if you believe in it, and if you think it's fun to play, you can just go ahead and play it. There are no scams. They know what they do. They have proven track records, and they build a game, right? Well, for Illuvium, it's a bit different because they're still in beta, but it looks okay, right? And there's a lot of large parties behind it, large investor parties and big networks. So I would be surprised if they fail, but still they haven't delivered anything yet, really. But I would really look into a game and especially look into whether it's possible for you to play without investing, and then compare it to the real gaming sector now. There are a lot of games, the almost all adopted the freemium model, the free to play model. So you can start for free, you can check out the game, see if it's something for you, and if you really like it, then you can decide to invest more time and eventually even do a microtransaction, or in our case, make a transaction or buy some crypto, buy our token, in order to gain nicer rewards or speed up leveling or experience the game better. So that's for me a very important one. So do select the games that offer free to play options to start, and then you can see for yourself, is this game really the game for me? How is it created? Do I like the art? Do I like the mechanisms? Do I like the UI? Is it the logical flow? I played many games that looked very nice on the onset, but they were ridiculously stupid in forcing you how to play. So, well, after 3 hours, I was fed up with it, or sometimes even after 10 minutes, I was fed up with it. So imagine that you need to invest first and then go into a game and then find out that the game is not for you. That would be really a waste. And I think also you never will invest in a game. So free to play options, or at least that you don't need to invest upfront, that's very important. If you find such a game, look at is there a good story about the game? Do they try to really get you into a game with an immersive story? Preferably, is there like sort of a competition or contest, or are there several parties fighting for domination or influence or control? So you're really included in a story, and you want to be part of the story, and you want to deliver your work for your party or your alliance. That's a very important one. And then I will stop, otherwise there's no time more. And another one is, of course, the team, and the team is very important. Everyone can have an idea, but the team should be able to execute. And if you can see a track record of the people that are in the team, and not only just a LinkedIn profile, but also look into the profile and see what I did, what is their experience, and then you have a couple, pretty nice ID and pretty good research at this stage, or of whether you want to get into a game or not. Those are my 2 cents.
Well, yeah, thank you very much. Terry, I this is the first time I'm meeting you. Nice to meet you, but technically I don't really know you, right? And I'm sure everyone here doesn't know you as well. Can you please share with us a little bit of your background, because, your credentials, how you got started into crypto. And once you're done with that, I want to get your advice. Sanho has been talking about for people investing in a game right now, right?
Right.
But for you, my question is, for people who have already invested, who have a lot of assets in a certain game, is it time for them to pull out now, right? And should they wait? So yeah, I think
Right.
I'd like to know your thoughts about that.
Sure. All right, thanks. I haven't got the chance to actually introduce myself earlier. So me myself, I joined crypto for many years, more than 5 years, but I wasn't that active. It became active when the market is actually explode with the yield farming and DeFi back in that concept. So I went back, jump in again. So actually, I used to work for the chat application company, and they were assigning, we're doing a pilot test for some of the smart chain products and crypto token early stage, and then I got some of that from the airdrop, as a token of appreciation. And I didn't know what to do with it, because back in that time we don't have any stable coins, and I still find it's very challenging to do investment in crypto spaces. So after that, for like about 3 years, there's a lot of infrastructures going on. We have stable coins and whatnot. I came back to see the token again, and after like the free token I got, the value of it is about $300 for each token. So I got about around several hundred tokens from that. So it got me thinking about how is this possible. So from that day onwards, I've been researching and trying to understand different chains and what are current projects, and then it just taking off. After that, just taking off with the DeFi and yield farming. So I've been like doing a lot of investment back in there. But at the same time, that time NFT was so popular as well, but I was into yield farming a lot. So I went to crypto like full time, and not the full time like as in placing my job, but full time in my hobbies, because I do a part time investment, and I selected a lot of IDO projects and ICO. Like I participate in Solana ICO as well, to up to that point, and I sold out. It was like seems to be one of my success and achievement from that. And later on, I found out that because I'm based in Thailand, so even though people in Thailand are a lot of users are into blockchains and crypto, they don't really know about it. And we know like everyone in blockchain is still in low numbers comparing to the whole populations of the world. So I start teaching as a class, a crypto class for the one I know. So that's why the page and the group that I found is my name. So I know Terry because you know me, then I teach you. So that's kind of easy concept. So I've been doing the summer class and giving knowledge on how to trade, how to do a correct investment, and start investing that. And then we've been changing a lot of strategies. So and then when the NFT booms come in, we jump on board. We got a lot of NFT investment in a good one as well, not the Bored Ape and everything, and also the GameFi. So that was like what have been going on. And right now I'm also doing some of the crypto projects like the platform Wise for helping people to use and be able to manage NFT better. So that's what I'm trying to do right now with my own platform, and also like do a consultant for NFT. So that's what happened. And I do research a lot. So I'm just only some of the investor and also like a teacher in a way. Yeah, that's me. So for the questions about regarding the current market and also the game, I think right now for the existing player, it had to go back to the first concept first. When you want to play the game or you want to invest in the project of the game you play, it has to be two sides, and you have to be very sharp and make a decisions on this. So what's the exit point that you want. So first thing, you have to understand yourself first and understand about the risk, because investing in crypto always a risk, even though because it's DeFi where you have to take care of yourself. Right, it's not centralized, so that's why. But the thing is that if it was for me, just from my own opinion, I was investing in Axie Infinity when it was crashing down. I sold all the tokens, but I didn't sell the NFT because I like to play the game. So when I invest something, I check on the projects and I understand how it works, and I kind of believe in it. So, but the cost of the play or the cost of investment already paid off when I play the game and I enjoy the game. So that's how, I put my investment for fun, and then the rest, the benefit that I got from as a token, I got it for free. So I cash it out, everything. Even though the market is down, the price of the NFT is down too. I don't really mind. So that is for me. Right? You have to understand yourself first, whether how you wanna if you put a lot of investment in that, you want to cash it out right away, then you have to do it. But you still keep playing it because you like it. That's depends on how you manage it, right? So that's for the existing one. For the new game, I have a different strategies. Just to additionally supporting Singho here. So the thing is that the new game, you can check it out, all the game. I think it's fine. But what matters most is that you have to get access to their communities. You have to understand, like when you're investing in crypto projects, right? You have to do a throughout research for different games. So one of that is important is the community. Check it out. How do you play it? How much you need in order to achieve something, right? And is that worth a while right now? Are there like active communities members and staff there? So if you play along, you talk to them, and you feeling think that this is safe for you, then I think it's fine to take a leap in terms of that. And when you start investing in GameFi, you have to think about the fun all the time, right? You have to see that whether this is not an investment 100%, but it's also making you more happy or enjoyable killing time. So with that two factors, then you can onboard the game. But if you are looking for just to flip it and getting some cash right away, I wouldn't recommend much, because also doing that's another part of launching of a game and a token as well. And I think like most of the launch it won't stabilize much. So maybe you should only pay to how you can play, but don't invest too much right now. Yeah.
Well, that is a very interesting take. A lot of people right now are talking about money, your NFTs, your crypto, but no one mentioned time as a resource that you spend playing these games. Time is the most valuable resource, because once you spend time, you can never get it back, unlike money, right? So I'm really interested in how you look at things, because if you spend time on a game that you like, it's like you're not wasting any of the time that you spent, because you enjoy playing that particular game. And I really like that take of yours. Yeah, thank you very much. But right now, this is a question for you, the both of you. Well, what is the future of NFT gaming right now, and why should games that are not on the blockchain shift to the blockchain? How will that benefit a project? Maybe Samuel, can you go ahead and
Sure.
thoughts on that?
Yes, of course, no problem. Well, first of all, I don't agree with it. So I don't think that all the games should go to the blockchain and should incorporate NFTs in their game. And the reason for that is that a lot of games are just not suitable for an NFT or for a play and earn mechanism. And coming back to the point you made about the time, and you can also play for fun, and that should be always the first thing you do with a game, right? So it should be funny to play, it should be killing time. So as Terry also said, and that's also what we incorporate in our game. You can invest your time and in return for it, and because you play our game, you add value to our game, and in return for it, you get some tokens, so you get rewarded. You can see this, of course, in the traditional gaming sector. You can also do it without tokens, right? So you get experience points, or you get the in-game currency, or you get certain or specific loot that you can use to progress and to enhance your character and go further in the game. And I don't agree that all the games should go towards the blockchain and should incorporate NFTs. Not for the play and earn aspect, at least. But what I do agree with is that games should offer the good games at least should offer you the possibility to take with you your assets. So you invested the time, and of course you perhaps purchase the game. So there's a value exchange, right? So I buy the game, and in return I can play your game. But at some point there is a mismatch of the values, right? So if I play like 200 or 300 hours, and we all know if you're a gamer, you can easily play 300 hours a game, right? At some point, the value is there is a mismatch, there is a disbalance, because I bought the game for maybe 60 euros or 70 euros, and I played it for 300 hours. So, yeah, well, that's off the chart. So then I think the blockchain technology and NFTs can really help me to make it possible that all the time I've spent in the game, and once again, I had fun, I met people, I socialized, so that's all worth something. I agree with that and I understand. But at some point, your assets, so the things you worked hard for, should be possible for you to do something else with it outside of the game. And then the blockchain is, of course, coming up. So you are able to sell or to give it away or to trade or take with you your assets. And I think that would be absolutely the future. And not so much about the earning aspect, but more about your assets. So your invested time, you can sort of take it with you and use it in other games. That would be my gaming Valhalla in the future. Terry.
Yeah, thank you very much. How about you, Terry?
Sure. I also agree. I think not all the game have to, jump in on board of a blockchains and or NFT yet. I mean, because of the base of my opinion of the game would be it has to prove itself with attraction first in terms of having users and have a steady game model. and apply some of the business model just to to get some of the sneak peeks where launching like a couple of bucks in terms of getting up some of the items. Test it out first. If you're the game maker, you should do this first. So that's proven how much you care about the game and how much it affects the players. So once that's done, then yes, you can jump on board later with the NFT and everything. But keep that in mind that it's not just easy stuff to do. They have to think about before you jump to the game to launch something like NFT or tokenize it. You have to think about strategies. Whether why do you want to launch it at first? If you have the funding already, so what would the funding of this NFT will do for the players? So if you haven't figured that out and then you launch it, looks like a little bit of a scam in a way. So I think like the good game would actually use what they have, and also if they have something new, then it should benefit the players more than just themselves in a way. So I would say there will be stage before launching. It doesn't have to launch it jump in on it all the time, right? So the first one, one of the good example for this type of game is the upcoming games launching in Asia. Definitely done by big name, which is Tencent. It's called Nino Kuni. So it's Japanese animations back in last year, and now it's on the game. It's an open world. Very good. It's just too good, like in everything, right? And then they just incorporate with Clayton chain from Korea. But anyway, so the thing is that I cannot play. The reason that I cannot play is because I know if I play, I don't have any time to do anything. So I try to stop myself. And I know they actually they reached 100 million USD on the first month of the people spending on not the crypto but spending on in game item. And now they just are doing an airdrop, and that's like no hurry, right? They can just do this. So I think this is a good traditional stuff. Yeah.
Speaking of which, there's a lot of games out there right now, and a lot of them just to put free-to-play elements and pay-to-earn elements in their game, but it's not really implemented well. In your guys' experiences, what is the perfect recipe, so to speak, for a very good free-to-play, play-to-earn model for a game? For the developers out there who are listening right now, what is the perfect recipe for success for a perfect free-to-play, play-to-earn aspect of a game?
Well, as with any recipes, you should try it out and adjust it right. So my answer would be that you have an open mind and that you don't think you have the perfect recipe yet, because we're in such a new space that's impossible to already have crystallized out a perfect recipe. So you can have great ideas, you have to validate them with your community and in your game. So at least you have to have a game running, right, or a demo. So a lot of projects don't have that even, so they can't validate their assumptions. But you have to check it with your community, check it with your player base. And if I have to answer one thing, like the secret ingredient or secret sauce of that recipe is you have to have the community first. So you have to have the benefits or how do you say it in English? The interest of the community goes first always. Not that of the gaming publisher, not that of your investors. It's about the community. They need to really want to like your game and want to play your game. And once you have nailed that down, the rest will follow.
Thank you, Chief. How about you, Terry? Do you have like a checklist for a perfect play-to-earn model?
All right, so maybe I'm not a game developer. I'm just a player and investor. So, in my opinion, then I think in terms of the good formula for me, if I see the game and it's like this, then I might have invest. So I think I'm looking for the game who actually, supporting that with the good communities. So just coming back a bit in terms before the communities, the game has to be fun to play, and also the mechanic and the stickiness has to be like blended together in a way that I like it. So that's the first thing and I know that I can play, right? Not just have someone to play for me, right? So that perspective first, and then the community itself, the game developer itself has to build a model that allowing the players to contribute to the game, which is more open and also like co-creating something together. So in that sense, it keeps the community running, and you feel like it's a happy organizing kind of established model. So with that, then I might have a plan to actually invest and go for game for sure. Because it's a safe design, even though in the end it would turn out to be like rug pull and whatever not, it actually had a foundation to actually to make me want to go and play. So that's what I have as some of the checklist. But if you talk about the whole checklist thing for real, then I do developers check up as well for who is the owner of the projects, how many investors, are there the big names, are they real, and are there like check out the AMA and check out like all the fees and transactions, and definitely check out their wallet, whether it's transparent or not. So these are my Bible to check, but when you're actually choosing the game, it's kind of emotional, right?
Absolutely.
So,
yes.
Yeah.
But to make it, in generally speaking, you should look for some, recurring elements. And of course, you can dislike the art or dislike the genre. And so there are many reasons for not liking a game, right? So, and to each his own. So everyone has his own taste. But there are several aspects, we discussed it before in this Twitter space already. The team is important, but also do they care about the community, and do they have indeed a system in place that benefits the community and the players and can make it self-sustainable. So like a sort of machine that runs forever, right? So self-reinforcing, so a perpetuum mobile, that would be a really good sign to look at. And that's also the most difficult one, especially when a game is still in development phase. So then it all comes down to what is your feeling with the team. Are they transparent? Are they telling you about what they intend to do? Do they deliver on their roadmap? Are they how do you say it? Do they have an open mind? So it's not that they want to go to point A on the horizon and that everything has to move in order to get there, or are they also open to feedback? So maybe point A is not the best point on the horizon, maybe you should go for point C, and together with the community you can agree on a course to follow, right? So are they open to feedback? Are they open to criticism? Especially in the development stage is very important. And I think that those are the general ones. For also, of course, a free-to-play aspect, what we already mentioned. So is it possible for you to get in and experience the game without investing or without having to buy in upfront? That's also an important one. But no real secret recipe, Laudi. Sorry.
I'm sure it is not a secret now after you guys said all of them. Terry, thank you very much for hopping in on this Twitter space. But Cryptopia is it has its identity, right? But I'm interested in your experience. I'm interested in knowing what current GameFi games right now are in the trend. You mentioned Axie Infinity, where it's like you have pets that fight against each other, right? Do you have any GameFi games right now that are trending that maybe we could adopt as a team and bring into Cryptopia or something?
Oh, okay. Still speculating right now on some of the games that I that I look into. I also have some of the different design, so I'm not sure, but just to name it, I think the one that is I still play basis on me. Okay, so I'm not talking about the new games in Polygon like Sunflower Land and anything else, or the what's it called, the some shark thing, which is the same as Axie Infinity. I think think the new game and the old games like AAV Ave Gotchi. I think that's a good one, but it's pretty much very specific, right? If you know about it, yeah.
I know it.
Yeah, but it has all the models. So I like kind of innovations, and I really believe in crypto and NFT. And for me, my point of view regarding metaverse is actually it's a subcategory under NFT itself on that. So I believe in this. So I know that the our Gotchi, then they have all the models, and based on NFT and become the metaverse and everything. It's an ideal of all the projects. So and so I think that's I still see that's still ongoing, which is pretty good. And we had what's it called, League of Kingdoms, which is more like a tower defense kind of building games. And then the last one will be the easy one, which is on the Gala, which is Spider Tank, and the upcoming, which is called which is the new one. In the Gala network, there's first person shooting, which is coming. I like the first person shooting, so I think Scala is still doable for the Tau Star and also Spider Tank. That's pretty much all the games that I check in, because that's just too much already for me to play. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your input. Now, adding on to that, is there any benefit for like us, for Cryptopia? We want to create a game that is not complex per se, but has different gameplay elements built into the game. So that way, the players would have a lot of options, whether you want to, just farm resources, you want to go on quests, you want to go pirating or stuff like that. Is there any incentive for games right now to be as simple as possible, so that even grandmas, even kids can start playing it? Or would it be better for games right now to be more complex, have different gameplay elements built into it? What do you think about that? Okay.
I still think about the most easy one would be the casual game all the time, right? So that's why Candy Crush top up on that. So that's why Gala game for Town Star, I like has a spike on this. So it go back to the easy game. So for the complication one, I think yes, but it has to be, you really need to target the right group and help them help us to create the kind of the world of that game. So I think I think I prefer the casual game first at this point, and something that I can take time. And the casual game doesn't have to be. It can be more complex in itself, but it doesn't have to be upfront to the user. So talking about the open world kind of game in the metaverse, which is like Kuni one, they let you walk around. And when you have the time, you can just upgrade yourself and whatnot. But what I'm surprised that even though you have a lot of games in the market right now, and once a game is done, or once a game actually reached a point where either it's unicorn or whatnot, there's no such game that can use the same characters to different versions of the game, except or then or networks. Even the big publishers still not able to do it. So I think with Cryptopia itself, if you incorporate that, and you can incorporate the NFT, or you can be able to tokenize some of that and using inside your platform, I think that will be one of the benefits and advantage to gain the users from that too. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely agree with that. And in fact, we're also already busy with incorporating other games assets in our game. So at least we are exploring the possibilities and with several projects. So yeah, that's absolutely something that gamers value. For me, it's a bit difficult to talk about your question, Laudi, because it's apples and oranges and watermelons comparing to each other, right? So the same reason why do people play casual games on their mobile phones and other others don't, and only want to play on the console or on the PC, the big MMOs, So it comes down to taste. And I agree with Terry that the casual games can also be very complex, so you can have complexity built in. So casual should not be the same as easy or your grandma. I'm not sure about it, but I think it's for us at least. It's very important that we have a vision about our game, how we want to build our game, and also the possibilities we want to offer in our game, especially the end game. And for that, we created rather complex flows. But it all comes down to how are you going to explain it in the game. So how are you going to experience it as a gamer? And if you, as a gamer, experience it as a frustrating process and it's very difficult and you don't understand the thing and there's no help, there are no tutorials, there is no contextual information for you at the right moment, well, then we do a very, very bad job. So I think it's possible to even, except maybe for EVE Online and games like that, these are very complex. But our game won't be that complex. Still, we have complex flows, but we definitely are going to make it easy for you to understand and digest, and we're going to help you get on board and set your first steps in Cryptopia and gradually do the more complex stuff. So that's what we intend to do. And we're not going to do a casual game because we simply have a vision, and casual doesn't really fit in our vision. And with casual, I mean then the Candy Crush style games, right? So that's what we call casual at the moment. So we're not going that route. Fun fact, we can incorporate casual games in our game. So we will have a lot of mini games, and it's also a possibility to cooperate with other projects. So we are perfectly able to integrate a Candy Crush style game in our game. So then you can have mini games in the game, and some people come into our world only to play these mini games, these casual games. Yes, absolutely, that's what we envision. But the main game, the core game, is not a casual game.
Nice. Yeah, that's the great thing about Cryptopia is that in the metaverse, we could definitely just incorporate any other games and we could do collaborations with them and stuff like that. Terry, you mentioned a while ago, one of the things that you like about a certain game is that you yourself can play it and not have any other play it for you. Do you think that's a dangerous element to put in a game? Having other players play your characters, play your resources, and then just earn from it while not doing anything.
Well, so what I said is before is about how you select the game, but once it getting settled and you want to still playing the game, but then you don't have the time, and then now you might be at the time that you have to explore for the other options, and that's where the scholarship model comes in, right? I think if with the barebone kind of way, like you're giving your wallet address or the pass key or even your username and password to the scholar, I think that's still risky, but it's traditional stuff that you have to manage, whether who you can trust and whatnot. So that's one other thing. And then each time when you do a different game, you also have to find a new scholarship, right? So that's a risk, which I don't really prefer. Right?
No.
Yeah, but
it's a bit contradicting, right? So we have blockchain technology, so we should not even run the risk if we use the blockchain technology, right?
Exactly. So the thing is that, but if the platform itself, the game itself, providing that options, to make it more using the blockchain itself as a medium, and be creating the scholarship as a functions, then I think that's very interesting. Imagine you can do scholarship market. So you do your matchmaking with yourself, and then you share the awards together, kind of thing, right? So I think that would be fun to play for investment and saving time as well. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, and it should be no surprise, but this is what we already have baked into our game. So we really have it in our in our core game engine that this is possible. So you don't have to organize it outside the game. So with Axie Infinity, of course, they did it outside of the game. But with us, you can do it inside of the game, easy with smart contracts. So it's also safe and fun to do.
Absolutely. And so with that being said, we actually have ran out of time. Any final words for the both of you? I'm sure the listeners have learned a lot today from our experts that we have on stage right now. Do you have any final words for the people who are listening in? Let's start with you, Terry.
Right. Okay. So I think like uh if talking about a game, I think like there's no effect. So there should be any effect to block you to play the game. If you're playing game, you invest in the game. You just to invest in fun. So that should be the theme and the concept. If you have that set in your mind, and you can, play and invest in any game for sure. But if you are an investor, and you have to be you have to watch other elements, and checking the risk, whether the price and the market. So that's two different things. So you have to bear in mind that game has the other aspect for fun as well. So so I think that's a key for this. Yeah, and in bear market, you can invest to something else more than just the game, but the other trading mechanic as well is still ongoing. People think like, okay, it's still the bear market and the price of the different tokens are down, but I still, if you find a way, they still be able to make the money, like leveraging and doing the futures or do the bot trading. That's still workable. But in game, just focus on the fun, so you will be fine. Yeah, that's for me.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Terry. Well, for me, and I want to repeat a bit what I said at the beginning of this Twitter space, is that the bear market for us, and not only for us, but also for other projects that have their fundamentals in place, have a good balance, have a good team, are not depending on the hype, are not willing to get a large sum of money or funds from the market, and then decide, oh, gee, now we have to do something. So not going for the big money. These projects are not affected at all, almost not at all, by the bear market. And I think the bear market is a good thing, actually. So for investors, specifically gamers, so you can pick the projects that are really here to stay. So not the hyped ones, but you can really see now. And you have to do your own research, of course, as Terry explained already, but you have to really be careful. But it is possible to find really great projects that are not affected by an exchange rate or by a floor price of an NFT. So stay away from these, and then I'm pretty confident that you will find your next great game. And if that happens to be Cryptopia, we are more than happy to welcome you on board. So thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chief. And follow Terry on his Twitter account to know more information about the current NFT space. I'm sure you'll learn more about him. Follow him on Facebook as well. Right now, we have early access ships available for minting. You can go to cryptopia.com/early access to start minting today. We also have our Discord server, so please, I do encourage you guys to join our Discord server so that way you can learn more about Cryptopia. And with that being said, good night, everyone. It has been an informative session. Thank you very much, Terry P. We learned a lot from you. Thank you, Chief. Thank you, everyone who joined in. Have a great night. See you in Cryptopia.
Thank you, guys.
Bye bye.